Hello and welcome back, everyone. If you are a mature gentleman who's ever wondered whether a younger woman is genuinely interested in you, this video is for you. Many men miss the subtle cues, not because they are unaware or disconnected, but because the signals younger women give aren't always overt or obvious. In fact, they are often deliberately measured, respectful even, and rooted in something deeper than mere flirtation. You see, younger women who are attracted to older men often feel the need to prove that they belong in your world. It's not about playing games, it's about admiration. It's about wanting to be seen as someone who matches your experience, stability, and composed confidence. Today, we'll explore the quiet yet significant ways younger women show interest and why older men frequently fail to recognize them. Stay with me until the end, because by the time we are finished, you'll begin to notice signals you've likely overlooked for years. There's a widespread misconception that gradually erodes the confidence of many older men, the belief that youth is the ultimate currency in attraction, and that once it fades, their value in the dating world disappears with it. They look in the mirror and notice lines that weren't there a decade ago, a slower pace, a shift in energy. But what they often fail to realize is how much more attractive they've actually become in the eyes of a particular type of woman. The kind who has begun to understand that true charm isn't measured by muscle tone or trendiness, but by presence, depth, and emotional intelligence. Younger women may not always say it aloud, but many have a deep appreciation for older men who enter a room with quiet confidence and steady strength. It's not about being flashy or attempting to fit in with younger trends. In fact, the more an older man tries to act younger than he is, the more awkward the dynamic becomes. What she notices instead is how composed he remains in uncomfortable situations, how he doesn't react when silence fills the air, and how he listens without interrupting or trying to impress. She sees in him a kind of emotional maturity that men her age often haven't developed yet. An older man's appeal doesn't lie in pretending to be someone he isn't, it lies in owning exactly who he is. When he speaks with certainty rather than hesitation, moves with intention instead of self-doubt, or tells a story not to impress but simply because it matters to him. That's when she leans in. That's when she listens more closely, not because he's louder, but because he's more real. Women are drawn to groundedness. And when that groundedness stems from experience, not ego, it becomes magnetic. The mistake many older men make is thinking they need to apologize for their age. They overcompensate, using humor to downplay their gray hair or complaining about their knees, as if asking to be dismissed before the conversation begins. But what this really conveys is discomfort with who they've become. And discomfort, especially when disguised as self-deprecating humor, doesn't make a woman feel safe, it makes her feel like she's with someone who hasn't fully accepted himself. And if he hasn't, why should she? A man who apologizes for his age becomes forgettable. But a man who embraces it with quiet pride becomes captivating. When he speaks of the lessons he's learned, not as warnings, but as insights. When he references his past, not to relive it, but to show he's grown from it. He becomes someone she instinctively respects. His age doesn't diminish him in her eyes, it elevates him. The truth is, many younger women don't just tolerate older men, they admire them. They're attracted to the calm in a man who stays composed when plans fall apart, who avoids emotional games, who values and protects his time and energy. They gravitate toward a man who's lived long enough to know what he wants and wise enough not to chase what he doesn't need. His presence becomes a kind of steady rhythm in a world that often feels too fast, too noisy, too detached. When an older man enters a relationship without needing validation, when he doesn't seek constant reassurance or performative affection, he becomes a rarity. He's not there to compete with youth. He's there to offer something deeper. And in that space, he often becomes more desirable than the younger men who once had youth on their side but lacked the insight to know how to use it. So the real question isn't whether younger women find older men attractive. The question is whether those men are willing to stop hiding behind self-doubt and begin standing in their experience. Because once they do, they often realize they don't have to chase anyone. The right woman is already observing, already curious what it might feel like to be seen by someone who doesn't need to prove anything. And when that happens, you'll start to recognize the clear signs she's showing. Subtle, but significant cues a younger woman uses to show interest. Sign 1. She mirrors you. There's a quiet language some women speak, not with bold declarations or dramatic displays, but with subtle nods and soft echoes of your own words. Especially with younger women, it often shows up in moments that seem trivial. She laughs at a joke you didn't think was especially funny. She eagerly agrees when you mention a favorite film, song, or restaurant. You say Italian food, and she lights up, "Oh my God, me too." Whether it's sincere enthusiasm or gentle mimicry, it's not random. Many men dismiss these small moments as mere politeness or light flirtation. But when a woman frequently aligns with your preferences or mirrors your opinions, she may be communicating something much deeper. Something instinctive. She's not pretending to be someone she isn't. She's leaning in, respectfully, out of admiration. A younger woman, especially one drawn to an older man, often expresses interest through this subtle yielding. She allows you to lead the conversation, not because she lacks ideas, but because she's offering space for your voice. She lets you choose the music on the drive, not out of indifference, but because she enjoys watching you enjoy what you love. She is not hiding her opinions. She's signaling that she's open to being influenced by you. And in today's culture, where independence is often equated with strength, this kind of quiet deference is frequently misunderstood. But it isn't superficial, it's intentional. Many women find comfort in a man who appears to know where he's going. And when they feel secure, they soften. They relax the instinct to control or compete. They lean into trust. That trust may manifest in subtle ways. When she says, "Whatever you feel like," she's not being indecisive. She's watching to see if you'll step forward with calm direction. And if you do, she'll likely follow, willingly. Admiration is often unspoken. Many women, consciously or not, are drawn to men who radiate certainty. Age alone isn't enough. It's about how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you listen. When you express a viewpoint, she may agree, not because she lacks her own, but because she respects how grounded you are in yours. That's not weakness. That's deference born of admiration. And when you are paying attention, you'll notice her body language shifts too. She leans in slightly. She watches your hands. She gives more than just polite smiles, she's present. These aren't just social habits. They're signs of quiet trust and deep respect. Still, it's crucial not to misuse this dynamic. A wise man doesn't see her agreement as blind loyalty. He understands it as a gesture of feminine respect offered freely when she feels safe. She's not giving up her identity. She's choosing to give your voice room to lead. That's not submission from weakness. It's a recognition of strength. As trust grows, she'll likely reveal more of her mind, her thoughts, her creativity, her passions. Her voice will rise beside yours. But it starts with this: her quiet alignment with your choices. Her surprising enthusiasm for your interests. Her soft deference, born not of fear but trust. And the man who sees it, who honors it, not with arrogance but with grace, becomes the kind of man she never forgets. Not because he demanded respect, but because he carried it so effortlessly. She never had to question where they were going. She simply wanted to go there with him. She wishes to be perceived as a woman who can stand her ground beside you, who grasps subtlety and can maneuver through intricacy. In reality, this isn't merely about speech, it's about her endeavor to fit in. When a woman engages in what might be referred to as intellectual dialogue, she's reaching for acceptance in the most tender manner imaginable via conversation. It's a gentle audition for emotional legitimacy. She hopes you'll recognize not only what she's expressing, but the intentionality with which she does so. Because beneath it all, she's pondering whether you'll look beyond her age and perceive the depth of who she is evolving into. What renders it so quietly impactful is that it isn't deceit, it's aspiration. She isn't attempting to mislead you, she's striving to ascend to the level of the man she perceives in you, the one who prioritizes perception over impulse, consideration over spectacle. She trusts your life is grounded in wisdom, and though she may not possess the same distance traveled, she's eager to expand herself just to feel nearer to you. In doing so, she's conveying, without ever stating it plainly, that you are significant to her. You might not realize how frequently she revises her thoughts before voicing them. You may not hear the phrases she chooses to omit, but behind every deliberately constructed sentence lies a yearning to demonstrate that she can comprehend you, that she fits within your sphere, not merely as an admirer observing from a distance, but as someone deserving of being regarded as your equal. She doesn't fear your age, she fears her own being misinterpreted as unseasoned or worse, superficial. And so, she presents her most articulate language not to portray someone she is not, but because you've stirred within her a desire to become a version of herself that is more insightful, articulate, and refined than she believed possible. It's one of the most understated yet heartfelt gestures of esteem a younger woman can offer a man she admires, not through compliments or flirtation, but via dialogue that seeks to connect with his intellect, not just his gaze. And that, more than any praise, indicates that she perceives something in you worthy of aspiring toward. Sign 3. She grows more thoughtful around you. There are instances when a woman's emotions toward a man reveal themselves not through words but through the subtle shifts in her demeanor. It's not always laughter or playful banter that suggests attraction, sometimes it's The inverse. She becomes more poised, restrained, even intentional. The lively tone subsides, the carefree identity she shares with others fades the moment you enter the space. And it's not because she's concealing her true self, it's because she wants to be perceived differently, with more clarity, more gravity. This transformation is often misread. A younger woman drawn to an older man doesn't always resort to flirtation or overt displays. Instead, she adjusts her presence. She is meticulous, mindful. She might avoid attire that once made her feel youthful and light-hearted, short skirts, bold prints, trendy accessories, and instead opt for outfits that exude sophistication or maturity. Not out of shame for her youth, but because she wishes not to be mistaken for someone merely passing through his life. She yearns to be regarded sincerely, not humored, like a naive girl toying with affection. One woman admitted that when she developed affections for a man nearly 15 years older, she altered how she dressed around him. She let go of the flashy makeup and whimsical skirts in favor of muted colors and tailored jackets. She wanted to be noticed, but not for superficial reasons. She aspired to be seen as someone worthy of building something real with. She understood that meant revealing the aspect of herself that was steady, rooted, and able to stand beside someone who had accumulated more life experience. But here's what matters: this version of her isn't on display for everyone. It's not a complete overhaul of her character or image. It's a selective shift that emerges only in his presence. Among friends, she still laughs freely, twirls in her dresses, and jokes about nonsense. But near him, her lightness is tempered by purpose. She listens more, speaks with greater care, her humor becomes more measured, her gaze more intentional. It's not about masking who she is, it's about offering the elements of herself she believes will resonate with his depth. She's not performing, she's deciding. And that decision stems from more than fleeting attraction. She's saying, without vocalizing it, I want to be the kind of woman you consider worthy of depth. Such a shift doesn't occur for just anyone. It happens for the man she wishes will see her as more than pleasant. It happens for the man she sees as profound. And that's precisely why it's easy to overlook. Many men are taught to seek out signs of interest that are loud, clear, and overt. But this signal is quite measured, deliberate. It shows in her stance, her speech, in how she doesn't try to dazzle but instead attempts to center herself. If you are not attuned, you may misread her seriousness as detachment, but it's not. It's admiration wrapped in self-restraint. This behavior doesn't mean she's altered forever, it's often temporary, situational. It emerges when she's near the man around whom she feels the need to rise. Her freer self still exists, it simply waits until she feels fully embraced, until she knows he views her not as a girl pretending to be more, but as a woman already becoming it. When a woman softens her brightness and modifies her presence in your company. She's not retreating, she's approaching with care. She's saying, I want to be viewed through your perspective, and I hope what you see is worth remembering. That's not pretense, it's reverence. And the man who understands the distinction won't dismiss it. He'll recognize the quiet shift for what it is, a whispered plea to be taken seriously, because she already takes you that way. Sign 4. She minimizes her youthfulness. There's something revealing about how a younger woman speaks around a man who carries himself with quiet assurance. She knows he is not easily swayed by dramatic entrances or chaotic stories of late-night adventures. And because of that, she gradually reconfigures how she portrays her past. Not through falsehoods but through selectively presented truths. Rather than eagerly recounting wild college nights or spontaneous escapades, she'll smile and say things like, I don't go out like that anymore, or I used to party a lot, but now I prefer calm nights in. She's not merely making small talk, she's revealing something deeper. She's expressing a wish to align with your pace, your rhythm. When a man appears grounded, composed, and steady, a younger woman, still finding her footing, may feel compelled to match him. Often, this means showcasing a version of herself that appears more settled than she feels. This isn't manipulation, it's aspiration. She wants to be someone you can take seriously. Someone who won't overwhelm you with intensity or stories from a life chapter she's already outgrown. It's easy to misread this. One might assume she's being disingenuous, but in truth, she's offering a glimpse of who she hopes to be in your presence. A self that blends with your world. Younger women often carry a quiet anxiety that they'll be perceived as too green or too impulsive for a man who has seen more, experienced more, and expects more. So rather than asking you to lower yourself to meet her, she rises to meet you. It doesn't mean she lacks sincerity, it means she's adapting, growing, and trying to reflect the tone you've established.